Hi everybody, this is Victoria, and today I'm going to show you how to shade in any picture reference in 4 easy steps. So welcome back to another new episode of art tutorials and productivity, self-development, and also motivational videos to help you get started on your art journey, because I want to make art as accessible to everybody and anybody who wants to learn how to draw and help them improve their drawing and art skills and bring it to the next level. So today we are going to learn about shading and how to break it down in very easy steps. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. So first what we'll need is some art materials. You will basically need a paper. I would recommend sketch paper. If you don't have that, you can also use printing paper as well. That would also work, but I use Strathmore Sketch paper. We will also need an HB pencil. You can either use a traditional pencil or you can also use a mechanical pencil as well. Both of those work. And we would also need an eraser. I would recommend 2 erasers. You can get a regular eraser for more heavy duty work, and then you can also get a kneadable eraser for more detailed stuff and kind of getting into the small spacings and nooks and crannies so that you can erase the lines without erasing the good lines that you have. We would also need a synthetic brush for blending our hatching and shading, and also to add lighter shading in our drawing. And the most important thing is we need a picture reference. So here I've prepared a picture reference that you guys can download. So there is the picture reference that we're going to use while we're shading, and then also there's another example over here, which I'll talk a little bit more in a second, which is the drawing construction or the outline of the subject that we're going to shade in. I chose a banana. So that's what we're going to draw and shade in today together. So the first step that we're going to take is we need to have a shape to fill in. So we need to draw out the outline of our subject, which is the banana. So the reason why I picked a banana is it was like the easiest thing and something that's a little bit less boring than just like a basic cup or just a sphere that most other people do. So let's do bananas. Who does not like bananas? If you don't like bananas, or if you do like bananas, comment down below. I would love to know the reason why you love bananas and why do you not like bananas. I like bananas. Bananas are good for you. We need that potassium. So with this very first step, we're going to make sure that we block out the shape of the subject that we're drawing, and also knowing where the shadows are and also the other middle tones and lighter tones are going to be, because remember, the easier you make it for yourself, the easier it is for you to shade it in. I'll be making another video about this sketch and drawing construction of the banana so that you can learn a little bit more in detail on how I did this drawing before we start doing the shading. I'll have a link right above over here so you guys can click it when the video is ready. So step number 2 here, I would like to call this match the tones. So in this step, we're going to learn how to match the value tones. So if you don't know what value tones are basically all these different gray tones that we see in a black and white picture or black and white drawing. So in order to draw something that's realistic, we need to make sure that those gray tones are exactly the same. So we have to be able to match it and replicate that on our drawing paper and sketch paper. So an easy way to approach this is to make sure that you see a specific spot over here and you're going to try to see what tone you should fill in. So if you by chance fill this in and this tone you compare the two tones and you're like, this is way too dark. The easiest way to correct this is to step back and erase a little bit so that it becomes lighter. If you made the tone too light, then you would just add an extra layer to make it darker. So it's really easy to adjust. So first you want to make sure you know and locate where you are right now and where you want to reach. And then you can decide whether if you make it darker or lighter. It's really easy, so don't make it complicated. So know where you are, find out where you need to go, and what gray tone you need, and then decide, okay, I need to make it lighter or darker. Pretty easy. Now, if you're asking yourself, I can't really see the difference, well, that is a practice on its own. So if you can't see it, you can't draw it. So you'll have to practice a little bit more on seeing the difference between the two tones. They should look exactly the same if you put them side by side. And you should also be able to see whether if one is slightly bit lighter or darker than the other. And it comes with practice. Don't worry if you can't get it the first time. Just make sure you look more and observe more. And as you draw more and practice more, you'll start to see the little and subtle differences between the two gray tones and the two value tones. So before you actually start filling in the banana, don't touch the banana. I have this special drawing exercise page that you can practice match the tones, so you kind of get a little test out and see how to match the gray tones and value tones, so you get a little bit of a warm up before you jump in and start doing the banana. So it's really easy. You guys can go ahead and download that link right below. I've created a sheet so you can just print it out and try to see if you can match that tone. Step number 3. So step number 3 is basically seeing the shape of the value. So this is really important, and a lot of people don't take this very seriously. They're like, okay, this is the gray tone and I just filmed this part and boom, we're done. No. We want to make sure that we fill in this particular gray spot with the shape that it is, because what happens is that depending on what shape this gray tone, this value tone is, it's going to tell us how this shape is formed. So the banana is like in a shape like a boat, right? Or kind of like a crescent moon. So in order to create that, the shadows would have to follow that shape, or else it would tell us a different information and letting us know that the banana is actually not a crescent shape, but is shaped like a box, which is not what the shape of a banana is, right? So being able to see what shape the shadows create is really important. And this is the thing that kind of separates and drives people a little bit off the track of why it looks realistic and why it doesn't. So this is the main difference, is that they did not pay attention to the shape of the value tones, and that's why it doesn't look like what you see in the photograph. And that's one of the very reason why we have outlined very lightly with our pencil in step number 1, so that we don't lose track, and it will make it easier for us to stay on track and making sure that the shape of the value tone is correct. And now step number 4 is paying attention to soft and hard edge. This is a really, really important, crucial part when it comes to drawing realistic drawings, whether if it's a portrait or an object from a photo. We want to make sure that we can spot where things start to soften up and fade away completely, and we don't see a very distinct borderline compared to one that's really sharp, really visible, and we can actually see exactly where that line is. So that is super important, because that tells us where our focus is, which is where the sharper lines are, and also where are places that kind of just fade away and disappear because we are not in focus in that place, and also telling us how this object and how the surface works on the object. So for example, if you have a box, you would definitely have those really sharp edges on the side compared to a sphere, which you have a lot more of the rounder and softer edges. But you still do get hard edges depending on how strong the light is, and then also how close the light is and the contrast between light and dark. I hope you guys got to learn something new on how to shade, and hopefully these tips and advice will help you out on how to start shading if you don't know how to start. So these are very easy steps to follow so that you can just get started, start shading, start practicing, and keep moving forward, and also going back and correcting and keeping things in mind while you draw. If you like this video, you'll definitely like this video over here where I show you how to draw any picture reference you like in 5 easy steps by simplifying the picture. So that way you can get started on your art journey and learn how to start drawing and figure out how to simplify a really difficult shape into easy steps. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. If you guys love this video, make sure you click the like button, and also make sure to subscribe to get the latest updates on when a new art tutorial and tips and advice, productivity, motivational video comes out. So don't miss out on that. And if you got any questions and there are certain parts that you don't understand, please do comment below. I would love to help you out, because that's why I'm here and that's why I make these videos. I want to help you guys out and make sure that it's as easy as possible, no misunderstandings. We get to move forward in our art journey. Thanks a lot, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay creative, have fun, happy drawing and painting, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!